So let's get cracking, and we begin with the problem of fraud. It's been around for centuries, but despite that, across the globe, activity is still on the rise. Law enforcement agencies are having an increasingly difficult job of tackling new types of economic crime. In the UK, for example, the last report by Accountants BDO, which is out today, reveals the total value of reported corporate fraud rising by a staggering 538% over the last 15 years. In money terms, that's £2.11 billion. Now, this seems to be part of an international trend. The most recent economic crime survey by Accountants PwC says more than a third of organisations report being victimised by economic crime. Cybercrime has gone up the list, jumping to second most reported economic crime among businesses, and it ranges from identity theft, payment card theft, through to areas like cryptocurrency manipulation. So what is the cost? Well, Hiscox Insurance is saying in 2016, cybercrime cost the global economy over $450 billion, and that over 2 billion personal records were stolen. Well, I'm joined by David Clarke, Director of the Fraud Advisory Panel and former head of the Police National Fraud Intelligence Bureau. Good morning, and thank you for coming in. It sounds really bleak and quite depressing, really, that we can't seem to get on top of this, but it's getting harder, isn't it? It
does, doesn't it? I'm coming on Blue Monday with me telling this story. I think what we've got from the Fraud Advisory Panel charity side, what we've been saying about for several years now, businesses across the world, charities, we've been experiencing a huge trust deficit. And that's through, as a result of corporate scandals, data loss. Barely a week seems to go by where we haven't seen data's gone missing. The truth is, a lot of people should be saying, why aren't companies and charities putting measures in place to try and stop cybercrime? Because with such enormous losses like we've just heard, an investment in cyber protection seems a natural thing.
Now, explain why then. Is it the cost of it? Is it because it's too difficult? You know, with those who want to commit cybercrime, you know, hackers, those who want to do that kind of thing, they're always ahead of the game, it would seem.
A lot of people would say it's difficult. I don't think it is. A lot of this is really simple, good housekeeping. We talked last year, one of our reports, you know, businesses behaving badly. We've been looking for businesses, and there are businesses out there that do the right thing. Never too late to do it. Putting in place malware protection, putting in place, you know, regular patching so you stop those ransomware attacks, and training your staff. When I work with people and I see, you know, some of these emails increasingly sophisticated, we've created across the world the ability to communicate via email instead of letters, telephones. If you train staff, this, you know, does this look right when this email comes in? Apparently from the boss, we're all rushing, send some money here. Hang on, just step back. Bit of training and prepare, because this could be a criminal trying to get your bank details or whatever. Good housekeeping will stop this, and otherwise we're going to create what we have created across the world is a paradise for cyber criminals. I can access people without, you know, going anywhere into your office. Well,
it's interesting. I mean, you're talking about this when we've just been talking over the last couple of weeks about Intel, of course, and the fact that, you know, if your computer's a house, the doors and the windows are wide open, and Intel has not sort of got the fix out there yet. I mean, it seems we're extremely vulnerable, but should companies, if they're behaving badly, just be penalised for that? Would that cause them to change their behaviour?
I think this is what the reality is. You know, EU rules come in, the GDPR, Global Data Protection Regulations.
That's in May, isn't it?
In May they come in. A lot of firms I talk to and charities, they don't know about this. Others are doing some really good stuff, and it doesn't cost the earth sitting down with staff, training them, explaining what to look out for. You know, if you go onto the Information Commissioners or the Fraud Advisory Panel websites, you'll see information. Just do this, train people, give awareness, don't fall for simple tricks. And here's the good news, but some good news for Blue Monday. If you comply with GDPR and get procedures in place, you become, as a company, a third-party supplier that's compliant. That helps you win deals. Now, good news, of course, for January is we want to win those deals.
We do, absolutely. Well, David, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
So do take a look at their advice, their website, their charity.